Good evening and welcome back to the Mindful Model Makers workshop. So tonight I'm going to do something a little bit different. We're not building railways tonight. I've been looking at this book for some time. It's made by a very famous company, Haynes, or printed by a famous company called Haynes, who do all the workshop manuals, but they also do lots of manuals now on aircraft, buses. I built the Routemaster bus, and I bought the one that they did as well. So it's very informative. It's got lots of facts and various bits. So this is the Model Builder's Manual. Now, as it says on here, it mainly deals with plastic model construction kits, i.e. Airfix, all sorts, monogram, but it also gives you the history of it as well, going right back to the very first Airfix model, which was a tractor, believe it or not, their first model. And it takes you through the processes of all of that. So I just want a quick review on this. Now, I bought this on Amazon, and the good thing is you don't have to buy a brand new one, because Amazon do have books on there that are not brand new. So, I've been a modeler for years, but there's still lots of interesting facts that I've found in this book that that I didn't know about, especially some of the history type stuff. And there's a lot of American stuff in there, but obviously that's where a lot of this stuff came from. So this was first published, according to this, in 2019. And then there was a reprint in 2021 and October 2022. So I would imagine, because it's got that information, this came out about 2022. There's various different bits. It's I found it very interesting with a lot of the prototypes and various bits. So roughly the contents, I'll just run through that quickly for you. I'm not going to bore you and going through every single little bit, but basically in the beginning, and it tells you about the scale models, what models were used for, because obviously a lot of models are used in filmmaking, especially nowadays, and various bits and pieces. Architects obviously have been using models for years to show what housing sites or town centres are going to look like. Then you've got the manufacture of model kits, so it tells you about injection moulding, all that type of thing. It even goes into 3D printing, how any of the people that have watched the Hornby show on the TV, they even use 3D printing now for their prototypes, which is a good thing to do. The scale, the range, tools, cement and places to work. So in other words, it covers all of your tools, different types of adhesives or glues, whatever you want to call them, paints, airbrushing, just using spray cans, why you use primers, all that kind of thing, masking, basic building, first thing, aircraft, vehicles, ships, spacecrafts, lots of things like that. Decals, obviously, very important part of modelling nowadays, because they bring your whole model to life. I mean, if you look at some of the pictures here with these cars, it's the decals that's on there that actually set the car off. Alternatives and advanced techniques in the future, obviously 3D printing and computer generated stuff is coming into all of that. Collecting versus building, clubs. Obviously I do belong to a few clubs for the model engineering and actually for the model railway. I like it because you get together with other people. There's people with skills, and of course you can pick the skills up, because most people in the club are only too happy to show and help you develop. So that's a good way to learn as well. I know a lot of people don't like clubs and things, and they think they're cliquey. Some are, some aren't. The ones I belong to are pretty good, or if they are a bit cliquey, then make sure you get in with the crowd that's in that club that are going to fit the kind of thing that you want to do. So there's lots of really good, interesting items in here. And like I say, it's mainly plastic models. This is the bit showing you all the decal and various bits and pieces like that. It shows you the importance of them all. Yeah, I think it's a very good book. What I will do, in the description, I will put a link to Amazon, so that if you want to purchase this book, I paid £20 and a couple of pound delivery, I think, something like that, for this book. But yeah, I've been modelling for a long time, but I found it very interesting, and there's some bits and pieces in there that I didn't really know. But if you are beginning and you want a good basic grounding, then you know, it shows you the basic toolkit that you need, like the one that I was showing on one of my previous videos, of various bits and pieces like that. And the other thing I want to just go through tonight is, I mean, my main thing is railway modelling, but it's not all that what I do. I do other things as well. I work in various gauges. Don't just stick to 00. I've got 16mm SM32, and I've also got gauge 1 as well, and I like all three of them gauges. So, and I dabble with other gauges as well. So yeah, it's railways is my main thing, but it's making the models that I love. So if you haven't got a lot of space, you don't have to build a giant model railway, but what you can do is make something like this. This is a very simple, this in gauge terms is O gauge, so it's larger than 00. And the good thing about this is a model card kit that I purchased during the lockdown. And I just made this little diorama, just a little street scene. Now I'll bring it a bit closer. You can see there's the postman, and he is emptying the mailbox. There's letters in there. There's his bike parts at the side. So you got the basic kit. What I did to enhance that, I put curtains inside. So if I got the light shining, it should light the windows up a bit. You can see there. So you can see I put it like a mesh stuff. It's the curtains. So yes, I put the postman, the post box and his bike, two ladies chatting outside the shop, a guy in a call box, and somebody standing outside, because obviously this is before mobile phones. The other addition is the gutter. I bought some proper metal gutter that goes along, and a downpipe that comes down and into the pavement. And then what I did, I glued it on to a piece of thin MDF just to give it a little bit of substance. I'll show you around the back, and that's the back. So you can see that I actually, the postman's bike there is a Pico O gauge line side. There was 8 bikes altogether. I just took one and painted it red for the bike. So you can see there is the back of the post box and his cycle. So I just put that across there just to keep it in. But it's a lovely model to make. It's made in layers to give it depth. If you actually look at the front door there, you can see that it's panelled. So you cut that out. So this is a Victorian shop, basically just a general stores. A very nice kit. I purchased that off of eBay. The guy is Purple Bob's Hobbies. So he's on eBay, and he's also got his own website. So if you type in Purple Bob's Hobbies on the net, then you will get his shop. And he builds mainly card shops, houses, bridges, stations, platforms, pavements as well, I think he does. And I also made on another railway layout, which he's featured on some of my early videos. He does like a bit of a gasometer. It looks like a gasometer or a big tank. That's a low relief one, so it's like half the same as this shop. So anything that's, if you don't know, anything like this is called low relief. So you can like put it up against a back scene on your railway or whatever it is. But this is a very simple diorama, very cheap to make really. I don't know how long it took me to make the card kit. It's quite strong, but it's you know, again, it's another thing that is really good to do. So you don't have to build massive great railway layouts or whatever. You can build lots of little dioramas like this and put them on a shelf, and it's something of an interest, you know. To me, I enjoy making this type of thing. So it's not just railways that I build, it's other things as well. And but of course, if you're building a railway and you've got this on. So soon I'm going to be making a Metcalfe garage, and I'm going to turn that into a diorama. Again, just again to show you other things that you can model. The idea is to get people that have never modelled before into the hobby, so that you just get the therapeutic side of model making, which is just making something and then looking at it afterwards and thinking, yeah, that's good. Sometimes things are not all that brilliant, so you think to yourself, right, well, next time I will do it different or whatever. So yeah, on these card kits, like I said in another one of my videos, is that on the edges and things, you can use a felt pen, or I use sometimes watercolour, and you just go along with that. On the top of the ridge tiles there, I've painted a matching colour, so you don't see the white bare bits of the card, because when you cut card or whatever, you will get a bare edge. So you can get rid of that white edge by just touching it with a matching colour to the surrounding bits, and that's where you get rid of it. Anyway, I hope that's inspired you. So the Model Builder's Manual, I'll put a link in the description for that, and Purple Bob's Hobbies is where you want to go and have a look at something like that if that's what you want. And the rest of the items I probably just purchased off eBay. The figures, you can buy bags of figures, unpainted O-gauge figures, and you can just paint them whatever you want. I think these were already painted. So there's a guy inside the call box, one outside, two ladies. The postman was a kit. So that was a kind of a thing. So the post box and him came as a little set. They needed painting, obviously, so I've done that. And the bike, well, you've seen the advert for that. That's made by Pico. That's just an ordinary O-gauge bike. And then I painted it red as a postman's bike would have been in them days. So anyway, that's hopefully giving you some inspiration to have a go at something and produce something. And yeah, if you like this video, then please give me a like. If you want to subscribe, because there will be lots more things coming along as the time goes on. Not all railway related, all sorts of bits and pieces, but it will all be to do with modelling. So anyway, for now, I'm just going to leave you. And like I say, if you like, please give me a like. And if you want to subscribe, then please do so. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.